Are there any particular exercises that women and people generally tend to stop doing as they age? Because it's kind of like it becomes harder as you age, but they should definitely not stop doing.
Oh my gosh.
Like, what are the ones where we all kind of stop doing it, but it leads to a downward spiral?
Sprinting, 100%. I think that everybody should be sprinting.
Why?
You are going to be increasing something called your VO2 max, which is just, again, nerd speak for how much oxygen can you take into the lungs and distribute to the cells, right? That, along with, we've all heard the stat, muscle declines 1% per year. If you're not doing anything, VO2 max is the same. So you will decline your VO2 max capacity 10% per decade if you're not actively working on it.
I'll put some graphs on the screen that show that decline over time.
Yeah, great. I can think of family members, going up the stairs or down the stairs or trying to get groceries and bringing them into the house that are huffed and puffed, right? That they've lost their breath from going up a flight or two of stairs.
But they think, they say that that's just getting older.
Absolutely not. It's absolutely not a function of aging. It's just a loss of capacity. There was...
Can you sprint?
I sprint all the time. Yeah. But what I wanted to say was there's a couple of different ways that we can sprint.
Okay.
So you can sprint on a track. So I used to be a track sprinter, so that's like my love. But you can also sprint on a cardio machine in the gym. So in the wintertime, so I live on the East Coast where I can't always sprint on the track. So I will take my sprinting indoors and I will do something called the Norwegian 4x4 on a bike. Have you ever heard of a Norwegian 4x4?
I have heard of it, but please do explain.
Yeah, it's a special kind of torture. I hate it up until the moment I get on the bike. And then when I'm doing it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then when I'm finished, I'm like, I'm so proud of myself. So a Norwegian 4x4 is basically 4 minutes. You're in my case, I do it on the bike, but it can be done on a treadmill or any cardio machine. 85 to 95% of your heart rate max. So you need to know what your maximum, like the maximum heart rate that you have ever achieved, 85 to 95% of that for 4 minutes. It's a long 4 minutes. And then you take a 3-minute break. And then you do that again 4 times, hence the name, 4 minutes, 4 times. Lots of really cool studies on looking at VO2 max capacity. There's one that I'm thinking of where they looked at women. The average age of the women were 58. So a lot of them were in like postmenopausal, let's say. And they put them on a sprinting protocol. What they found was that in a period of 8 weeks, they were able to increase their VO2 max by 10% in 2 months. Which is wild when you think about how quickly you can lose it. And you can get 10% back in 2 months, which is phenomenal. And the other really cool thing about that study was they actually took that cohort. So that was the, we'll call them like the well-lived or the older cohort, let's say. And they compared it to 18 to 30-year-olds. And they found that the gains that happened in the older cohort they had mitochondrial efficiency improvements of 69%. Whereas the younger cohort, their mitochondrial gains were 49%. So all that to say, a lot of people will frame aging as this like, well, now you're getting wrinkles, now you're getting old, and now you're over the hill, it's past your prime. These women maybe the gap was bigger for them, but they had so much more upside to gain. Right? That makes me so excited because it's never, ever, ever too late. Like the best time to start was 10 years ago, fine. But the second best time is today. Like you're not behind. You can totally do it now.
One of the top comments in your recent video as well was someone saying, jumping or hopping is a good way to strengthen your bones and knees. And we should not stop doing that as we age. True?
Great.
Because a lot of people start thinking, I can't run anymore because it's not good for my hips and my knees, and I've had injuries and stuff like that. So running is one of those things that people stop doing because they're scared of joint issues. Yeah,
I think the old adage of use it or lose it is really, really key here. Like if you stop doing it, you're going to definitely stop your ability to, you're not going to be able to do it, right? Your body is going to prioritize the things that it does. So if you want to be able to jump, you want to be able to sprint, you want to be able to squat, age is absolutely inconsequential to that. So in that particular comment, if somebody wanted to improve their bone density, yeah, for sure. You can strap on a weighted vest, do some plyometrics, add some weight to your jump. Like that's going to, increase that strain magnitude and strain rate on the bone, which is going to drive that positive bone reformation. That's awesome. But yeah, if you don't jump, you're going to lose your ability to jump.
Do you jump?
Yeah. I do it all the time. Well, sprinting is jumping, right?
Do you do like, is there such a thing as jump training?
Like plyometrics.
Oh,
yes.
is that what, okay.
100%.
And you do that?
Yes. Even if it's just isometric holds, let's say, like maybe somebody can't jump, but they can stand with their heels elevated so that the Achilles tendon and the calf, like the gastrocnemius, is contracting. Just to give you a little bit of a visual here, so what I'm talking about. Maybe one of the most famous tendons in the body is the Achilles. It is the extension of the calf muscles here, and then it sort of wraps around the heel and attaches into the inferior part of the calcaneus, which is just your heel bone. So maybe you can't quite jump yet, but you can actually, this mannequin is doing a really good job. They're just coming up on their toes, contracting the gastrocnemius, and this is called an isometric hold. So that tension in the muscles and in the tendon, we have these little mechanoreceptors that sort of detect stretch. So they will detect that whether something's being contracted or whether something's stretching, and they will say, oh, we need to remodel in order to meet the demand of this activity. And then you can progress to doing little hops, you can progress to doing jumps, etc.
Very easy to do. You don't need a gym or anything like that.
Not at all.
I've heard you say that deceleration is important for mobility.
Yeah. Deceleration is the opposite of acceleration. So we think of acceleration, it's speeding up and getting fast. Deceleration is coming to a stop. So in order to come to a stop without dumping all of the forces in your joints, again, the tendons and the ligaments need to be able to absorb that kinetic energy. And from a sport perspective, your ability to decelerate, so coming to a complete stop and then changing direction, so change of direction training, is actually more predictive of whether you'll go pro than your vertical jump, your acceleration speed, or if you're doing things like beep tests or whatever. It's also really important for us as we age. You might trip on, something on the floor or, the corner of a rug, or you might lose your footing on the stairs. You need to be able to get your foot in front of you and then be able to stop the motion before you fall.
Are there any other exercises that are like really, really simple and underrated that one can do without equipment?
I have so many to show you. Yes.
Okay.
So the one that I love, this is almost like a diagnosis, but then the diagnosis almost becomes the plan, like the care plan. Something that I just call the X plank. It's very difficult to do, but it is a test for stability and mobility of the hip. So we were talking about the Q angle before. This is directly challenging the muscles on the side of the hip and whether or not you can stay stable. So this is a great exercise. Yeah, I can show it to you. So this is, again, like I was saying, it's the test, but then it also becomes the care plan. So maybe what we'll do, so I'll show it to you and then maybe we'll have you try it.
Yeah, you show me. I'm going to be over here.
Yeah, okay. So you're basically going to come into a side plank. So where your wrist and your shoulders are all aligned, toes are facing forward, hand comes up, and then you're going to lift the arm up and you're going to try and see if you can hold this for 30 seconds. It is not easy. And so this is really testing the stability and the mobility of your hips. It's also testing the integrity of your ability to stay abducted, which is what my leg is doing right now. So if someone has a timer, hopefully I'm close to 30 seconds, but we'll call it maybe now. Probably about 30 seconds there.
Yep.
So that's a really great test for anybody to do. And it's also, there's core work, there's shoulder work. It's a really whole body workout.
Okay. Yeah, my turn.
Why don't you try?
Okay.
Yeah, see.
Okay.
So on your side, toes stacked on top of each other, wrist is kind of tucked under the shoulder. Yeah, hands waving hello. And now try to lift to your top leg.
Oh gosh, okay. Let me just call somebody. I'm just...
Let me phone a friend.
Okay, I'm going to tuck my feet hurt.
So in this case, if you're not able to do it, this becomes the thing that you train.
I mean,
right?
the pressure of putting my foot on my other foot and putting all the weight on this foot here.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I'll put my foot on the mat.
Yeah. Like maybe you need a little bit of grip. Yeah.
There we go. That's no better. I think it's actually just me being weak. Okay. So like this.
Yeah.
And then lifting this leg up.
Lifting the leg up. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So now you're just going to work yourself up to 10 seconds, 15
Did I do that
seconds,
the
20
right way?
seconds. And over time, you'll just be doing this at the airport.
Where does this arm go?
Just on top.
Anywhere?
Yeah, just on top. Yeah.
I think I've got more of a balancing issue. It's
Yeah. It's a really strong balance test. Yeah. This is one of those exercises that literally tests almost every system in the body. So I love it as a diagnostic.
Okay. Is there like an entry to this exercise that's
Yeah.
a little bit more amateur?
For sure. Yeah.
What's
And
that?
well, if there's you can maybe, instead of doing it on both feet, you can maybe do it on your knees.
Okay.
So I'll demo that real quick. So if you want to just come here, so you're stacking the knees on top of each other, and then you can do it this way.
Okay.
So you're still having to recruit the glute med here, but it's just less stress.
Okay.
You want to try that? See how that one feels.
I got it.
Yeah, you got it. Okay.
I got it.
Take it
Is there
right back.
anything else that you can show me that you think is pertinent to the conversation we just had?
You know what? Well, yeah, this one actually relates to mobility a little bit, which we did talk about. So in cultures where people sit on the floor, they eat on the floor, they toilet on the floor, their fall risk is literally almost zero. So I think as North Americans or Western, we can do more sitting on the floor. So one of the big tests, I usually won't start on the floor, but I'll have, if it's an elderly person, maybe they're sitting on a chair, can they stand up unassisted, like without using their hands? And this is the hardest part of the test. So what you'll do is your feet crossed, and we'll do it with both feet to see, without using your hands. You can use a little bit of momentum if you want, but you're gonna see if you can get up without using your hands. There you go.
Ooh,
That was
clicks.
awesome.
Something
Nicely
clicks.
done. All right, let's get back down. Let's try to cross our feet the other way. The wrong way.
The other way?
Yeah. I know. Because you always typically cross your feet one way, right?
Okay.
So I don't do this one as well as I do the other one, so I'm working on it as well. So again, no hands. You can use a little bit of momentum if you want, and you're gonna come all the way up. That one was not as pretty. Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
You did really well.
What is that? What muscles am I using there?
You're using you are recruiting mobility in your ankles. You are recruiting your quads to be able to extend your knee, your glutes to extend your hip, like it's the whole leg.
Great. Thank you so
Nicely
much. We're
done.
done.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you. Any others that you love?
Oh,
That
goodness.
you can do without equipment at home?
Push-ups, body weight squats, which I think you should eventually progress to weights, but so many people have terrible technique, so you can actually have a fantastic workout with just your body weight. Glute bridges, I think, are fantastic. So many. You can pick up like a big bag of cat food or dog food and, do walking lunges down your, wherever.
If you love the Diary of a CEO brand and you watch this channel, please do me a huge favor. Become part of the 15% of the viewers on this channel that have hit the subscribe button. It helps us tremendously, and the bigger the channel gets, the bigger the guests.